Well, welcome to Ridgway's Workshop yet again. This is week 3 for public speaking class, and this time we're supposed to critique our own speeches as well as 2 others. I've chosen Corey McGill and Ezequiel Pereira. I hope I did not mess up your name, Ezequiel. I'll start with me because that seems like it would be the hardest one to do. It was real hard to watch my video and try to find the things I did wrong, because I kept finding a whole bunches of them and couldn't seem to find too many I did good on. I settled on a couple of things for the improvements. I need to stop moving in my chair. It's quite distracting. The distractions from my stories or from my speech is not something that I want, so I need to improve on that. I also, just as there, I tend to fill the space where I'm trying to think of the next word with a or something of that nature. I need to eliminate that as well. It can be distracting. I also need to work on my fluidity. I didn't seem to move from one thing to the next. I have pauses that are either too long or different things of that nature, where it kind of also once again distracted from my ability to speak as well as from my story. I did a pretty good job of focusing primarily on the camera, I thought, where I didn't look around too much or try to distract from my attention on the audience. I did also keep pretty good on the story. I didn't run off on too many rabbit trails, as I like to call them. So I thought I did pretty good in those areas. Corey, your story was fantastic. I liked your story. It was reminiscent of some of the things that I probably could have told as well, but just not quite in the same type of situation. I was a comms guy, so most of my stories are either driving or dealing with communications. However, there were a couple of locations where you neglected to explain an acronym. For instance, QRF, which is a Quick Reactionary Force. I knew it because I was military, but I did think of there were some people that may not have been Army or may not have been Marine that would know what a QRF is, or never been in that situation where they've been land-based. It also felt like you were telling a story. It felt like you were telling it from a piece of paper. There was very little emotion in it, and I felt that that kind of story could have benefited from a little bit of emotion. You did it. It was a great story. This is some of your sustains. It was a great story. You kept on point, very detailed. If you could have added the sound effects and a little bit of emotion, I think I could have felt like I was there. It was that detailed. As far as Ezequiel, your camera distracted me a little bit. I don't know if it was because it was bubble or too far away. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it felt to me like it distracted me a little bit from your speech. Also, I think you have a similar issue that I do. You tend to think prior to speaking sometimes, which causes too long of a pause or something of that nature, which kind of ruins the fluidity of the speech. You did a great job on giving us the information you wished to give us. It was very detailed, highly informative, which showed your knowledge of your country, which is probably superior to many of the United States citizens, and how much knowledge we have of our own country. Many of them probably forget that we even have 50 states. You also kept your attention on the audience really well. You stayed focused on the camera. You didn't look around. It felt like you were talking to me. In closing, I'd like to mention that I watched every video I had a chance to Some of them I couldn't. There was one that went private on me, and I couldn't get a chance. Didn't get a chance to view it. There was some delay this time. I'm normally pretty quick, but this week has been a pretty busy week with me, so I'd like to apologize for how long it took me to get this out there. And I'd like to thank those that reviewed me. I'm going to take the advice and try to work with it a little bit, try to improve my speaking ability. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.